When we make decisions that violate our purity, God wants us as His children to quit rationalizing those decisions. And God wants us to be honest with Him and to put those things behind us so that we may grow closer to Him. When we violate our purity, it creates a gulf, a distance between us and God. It creates problems in our relationship with our Creator. And so we have to come back and say, I did wrong, and I'm sorry for that, God. Am I the only one who does this? Is it me? I'm the only one pushing boundaries, screwing up, sinning? No, I think we all do. The best illustration that I could come up with this week, and so you know, I have a one-point sermon this week, so we will hopefully not run too long. The best illustration that I came up with is pig farms. How many of you have ever been on a pig farm? You raise your hand. The kids raise their hands. Well, I've been on a pig farm. I have relatives in South Dakota who are not primarily pig farmers, but they raised pigs along with their dairy cows because they were dairy farmers. And when I was a kid, we would go out to their farm all the time. We'd hunt their farm. We'd go out there for big events because these particular relatives of mine were pretty successful farmers, and they had a really big family, which meant they had a really big house, so that whenever you had a family get together, it was big enough to hold everybody, because this was a gigantic side of my family that everybody had just oodles of children, and so it was good to be able to go there. Well, when we would go there, we'd often go out in the pig barn and chase the piglets. We'd let a couple of them out in the pig barn, and if you've never chased a pig, it's a riot, because pigs are lightning fast, and when you're 6, 7, 8 years old, they're hard to catch, but a ton of fun. But we would go do that. Now, if you've been on a pig farm, if you've gone up to the pig barn, what's the first thing you notice? The smell, right? When you go up to a pig barn, it's the smell. And you don't even have to have gone into a pig barn. You can drive by one on the highway, and when you go by that barn, it's the smell. You notice that just acrid, pervasive smell. The unmistakable smell of a pig barn. Now don't miss this. When we walk up to a pig barn, we notice the smell. We notice it because we are still clean. We haven't yet become acclimated to the smell. So we still find it offensive, don't we? But what happens when we start to spend some time in the barn? When we start to play with the pigs or work in that barn and spend an extended period there? When we're there for a while, what happens? You start to not notice the smell. It quits bothering you so much. And here's the thing. Sin is just like that. When we violate our purity, at first we notice it. But as we do it over and over again, we quit smelling it so much. We become used to it. And in fact, we can come to like that smell. As crazy as that sounds, we are that way with our sin. Can you imagine that? Liking the smell of a pig barn? Sounds ridiculous, but we do that with our sin. And this is why losing our purity is so dangerous. Because often sin creeps into our lives. It's often not a big decision where we decide to run full speed as fast as we can through the barn doors and dive head first like we're sliding into a base into the pig pen. How often do we do that? We don't. And sin is often that way. Rarely do we jump both feet in, full speed ahead, into a sin. Instead, it's incremental. Lots of little decisions along the way that violate our purity. But when we realize it, we are now surrounded by this mess that we have made. Often we realize the smell far too late when we're already sitting in the pig pen. And we are just as dirty as if we had jumped right in from the beginning. And unfortunately, we are often blinded and unable to even see, unable to even notice that we're wallowing right there with the pigs. That's the deceptiveness of sin. We are often blinded, but we are there, on the ground, in the filth, and often enjoying it.